Hello, everyone. My name is Chandler Smith, and I'm the education librarian here at OSU Health New Orleans. Today, we're going to be talking about EndNote 25, a major update for EndNote. We were previously running EndNote 21 on campus, and I think 1 or 2 months ago, we got the upgrade to 25. So we'll be covering the basics of how to use EndNote and some of the new features in EndNote 25. Some of the objectives are going to be where to find the EndNote 25, download, and install. Cover some of the new features of EndNote 25, how to import citations from different databases, quickly creating a bibliography, and then using the EndNote 25 add-in for Google Docs. And why we're using Google Docs, I'll explain later, but it's for a reason. But what is EndNote 25? EndNote 25 is software that allows you to organize your research, import references from databases, build a bibliography quickly, and share references with others. Databases typically have a .irs file you can import into your citation manager, but for PubMed specifically, there's this .mbib. And that link right there is a link to our citation manager's libguide, which contains information and resources on how to operate EndNote 25 and other citation managers. The other one being RefWorks, which we also offer on this campus. We also have information on Zotero on that libguide as well, because that's just a free citation manager to use, and some of the librarians here use that for other projects. Accessing EndNote 25 from the library's website can be found in multiple places at the popular links, and then or just directly at the databases button right there in the center. You can click on the databases button, and it'll bring you to our A to Z list of databases, and then right there, dead center, will be EndNote, and that will take you to a web page of IT, and we'll prompt sign in, then you'll be brought to a page in IT, and it will have, I think, 4 different options on how to install EndNote, depending on what computer you have and what version of Windows you're running, and if you're running a Mac or PC. So quite a few variations there. It's already installed on this PC, so I won't run through the process of that, but that's how you find that page. Some of the key new features in the EndNote 25 are the Find a Journal feature. I just want to point out there's another resource for this that exists already called Jane, which stands for Journal Author Name Estimator. But I tested out this feature before this presentation, and it seems to do an okay job. I would probably end up using both if I was going to do so. AI-powered summaries of papers, and then a summary panel redesign, which I'll cover in depth in the live demo. And during the live demo, just to reiterate what we're going through, is showing how to import references from various databases, finding duplicates in our references, creating groups, aka folders, as some citation managers call them, and adding collaborators, creating a bibliography, and then demonstrating the Google Docs add-in. Some of the databases I'm going to be importing citations from are going to be PubMed, CINAHL, ProQuest Nursing Allied Health, and Embase. I have PsycInfo and Soch indexed next to CINAHL because these are both owned by EBSCO, and they look visually the same, so the process will be the same. And then I'll hop over to our webpage to find a citation. We'll start with PubMed first, since that's the most common one we use. We'll do our in-depth search of cancer. Pull a citation up. We'll pick this article right here. So in PubMed, and every database is slightly different, so you kind of have to find and look for the correct button to initiate the process of starting to download the file, or adding it into your citation manager. Typically, it's a little quotation little button that says cite or export. In PubMed, it can be found right here. And in PubMed, it's just as simple as clicking this downloading this .mbib file, and it will take it to your downloads. And you can open it in a moment to open EndNote. We'll just pull all of our citations from different databases first, though. However, I will download this one again to demonstrate the duplication feature in EndNote 25. This is ProQuest Nursing Allied Health. And just once again, do our search of cancer. Oops. Let's see, pick one that looks fun. Systematic review, we'll go with this one. In ProQuest, it can be found at the top right. Once again, you're usually looking for the quotation button, or icon rather. Clicking cite. Here it gives you an option to directly go to EndNote. You can also choose your format, but I would just click this down here because you're not really want to copy it. You're wanting to download it into you don't want to download the file to import into your citation manager. So you want to put output as a RAS, which is the default. Usually the default options are what you want. It should start a download. Great. And now moving on to Embase, once again, using Cancer as our search. Going to find a citation we think looks good. And in Embase, they label it as export. So you just got to go over to the right-hand side, click export. Gives you a kind of a menu screen here. It defaults to, once again, the IRS. I'm saying IRS, I'm saying IRS or RIS. I don't know. It sounds similar to me. I'm saying it out loud. Not the tax department, but RIS. Export, download, and it downloads it right there for you. And then CINAHL, and this will look, and once again, CINAHL is owned by EBSCO, so this will look similar in Sociindex and PsycInfo, this process. And the new EBSCO UI, it's over here, just cite, click on it. Click export citation. We're not using EndNote Web, you just want to use the IRS format, right? RIS format right here. And download it, and it'll be in your downloads. I'm going to close all these windows out to give myself a little breathing room here. So going to EndNote, or rather going to our downloads file first. We'll start with our downloads file. You can just double click on the file and it'll just directly open an EndNote. It'll be under your importer references right here, or recently added, whatever way you want to find them. I'm going to go ahead and open all of them at once. Great. So all 5 should be there under recently added. So we've imported our references. So now what do we do with them? To click on a if you want to see the summary of a reference in like the panel, if you click on a reference, and on the right-hand side, you'll see the panel. They've redesigned this. If you have used EndNote 21, you'll remember it being a lot of scrolling on the right-hand side over here. They've kind of simplified that. You'll notice at the very bottom, they've kind of like put this citation format kind of locked to the bottom, which is very nice because you kind of had to go all the way down to find the menu to change your citation format. I have APA 7 selected here. But it's now much more compressed, easier to find. And if you need to find your other fields like what issue it was from and everything, you can edit that right here and also find that information here as well under edit in the menu. And then if you have a PDF attached, it would show up right here. I clicked this one because I thought I would have it attached because it has the icon right there on the left-hand side, but it didn't seem to load it. But I have some in here that have PDFs, and I'll demonstrate what you can do with those in a moment. Regardless, double clicking on them will just, or rather clicking on them once will show the information that is from the database you downloaded it from. I'm going to find one that has the actual PDF attached to it that will work. So this is one of the new features in EndNote 25, which is why I wanted to find one with a PDF. It will generate a key takeaway from the article. In my personal opinion, I'm pretty unimpressed by it so far. It's pretty short. It's usually 2 sentences. So I just think you're better off reading the abstract at that point. And I did notice testing it earlier that it refused to generate one for an older article because it didn't have the copyright to do so, which I thought was kind of strange. Oh, there it goes right there. So I guess it's good. They're trying to protect copyright, but I don't know what that's based on, how they're finding out that information. So just be aware of it. I'm not particularly a big fan of the feature so far, but you can click right there to see the PDF and hide the key takeaway, or click on it to get the takeaway. And moving on to organizing your references, you can organize them into groups or add tags to them. Groups are essentially folders, just a different name for them. And you can share the groups with others. Tags, I don't think you can share. Let me right-click to make sure. Yeah, right-click and to see how to rename things and create tags, but tags cannot be shared, groups can be. So just be mindful of that when you're organizing references, if you're going to share them or not. I've had 2 test folders here, or groups here, excuse me, that I've made in previous demonstrations, but I have an actual group I've used here for a search I've done for somebody and a list of references. And I've shared these with others. So I think if you, this icon, yeah, that's what I'm sharing them with. And how to actually share them, you can just right click and click share group right there. And to create a new group, though, you just right-click on My Groups and hit Create Group, and it'll just generate a new group for you right there. And just answer 3. There's the Smart Groups feature, which you can right-click on My Groups, create a Smart Group, and it tries to create groups or insert citations based on search criteria you've put in here. I'm just going to put keyword here and just do cancer and see how many it puts in this folder or this group, excuse me. It creates, and it's a new smart group, and so it pulled eight citations and put them in a smart group for me. As you saw, the search criteria can be quite in depth, so I recommend looking into it and seeing if you need to actually go in more depth to find your articles. I only have 41, so I don't have that many citations, but when you get into like the thousands, it might be more of a helpful feature to find your citations. And how to tag an article. So let's say I'm working in this group and I'm reviewing the literature to see if I want to include this in my paper or not. You can right-click on a citation. Oh, they changed that. Oh, manage tags. There we go. Yeah, manage tags, and you can choose from an existing tag or create a tag right here by clicking on it, picking your color, pick green. Oh, should probably name a tag. So if I want to, like, say articles I want to include, I can color code it by selecting green and creating a yes tag if I want to do that. It's just another way to like organize your references, maybe in like in a sub-organization way from the group itself, if you find that feature helpful. Yeah. Finding duplicate references. We're going to go into our all references folder here. Should be under it should be under this if I'm not missing it. This is when you use RefWorks too many times and have forgotten where something is. I apologize. Find duplicates under library. So under library right here, find duplicates, and it will immediately prompt this window, and you can by hand determine if you want to keep which citation, which you prefer. I think these are both the exact same type downloaded from the same place. It tells you at the very bottom when you added them to the library. So these were both from today. So we're just going to keep the one on the left, and the other one will just go into the trash. And your trash stays, that doesn't empty until you manually empty it yourself, and which you can do so by clicking that right there at the top, that little trash with the X icon at the top right there. Yeah, so you want to use a duplicate feature because sometimes when you're in different databases, you'll pull the same citation without realizing it because you're doing searches over a span of months and weeks, that kind of thing. You'll forget what articles you've included or not. That's a very helpful feature. I recommend taking advantage of it. And if you wanted to just quickly generate a bibliography, you can just select multiple citations by clicking on them. It's not letting me control click. Interesting. Okay, that used to work in EndNote 21. I guess they changed that feature. I apologize. But to actually get the references, you can copy the format of reference that you selected. It'll copy it to your clipboard. You can copy and paste it into a document. There used to be a way to just control click. Can I hit control all? No. Huh. Well, that's kind of inconvenient. I'm not a fan of that change because it used to be just select ones you'd want and be able to generate a bibliography that way. But nevertheless, we can still generate a bibliography in the plugin, Cite While You Write plugin that EndNote provides for Google Docs and Microsoft Word, which I will demonstrate over here. So how you find this, add in Microsoft Word, it'll be in the top right. And why we're not using Word today is because there is an access issue with Intune, and this PC is older, so it doesn't have Intune. So some people on campus have computers with Windows 11 and Intune already, and so you shouldn't have come across this issue with Microsoft Word, but this computer is a Windows 10 computer, so it doesn't have Intune, which is why we're using Google Docs. But it visually looks the same. It's just the place to actually install it is different. And in Microsoft Word is just on the far right of your top menu. But in Google Chrome, you just click extensions and you find EndNote, Cite While You Write, download it. You'll have to sign in, and then you click open, and it'll bring up this window on the right, and it will sync with your library live. And so I've written out some sentences here, and what we can do is just select a reference. We type the sentence out. We want to reference something we've downloaded in our citation manager. You click on whichever citation that might be. You click Insert Citation, and it'll take a second, but it'll insert the citation for you right there. And this also works with multiple citations, so you can click 2 of them. It should insert citation right there. And so once you've written out your manuscript and cited everything you want to cite, how you generate the bibliography for this is just clicking Update Citations at the bottom right here. It'll take a moment. And it will generate your reference list at the bottom for you right there. So I guess to get around the feature of it not working in the actual desktop application anymore, of generating a bibliography would just be going into your Microsoft Word or Google Docs sheet, and then just clicking the references you want to generate bibliography with, and just generate them that way. Would be the way to get around that now, I guess. And how to change your citation format is just clicking on this menu right here, and citation style is found right there. You can click on it. There's some popular ones they've selected for you, or you can select right here and search for a certain specific style. There's thousands of them, so I hope whatever you need is there. But the popular ones are listed right there for you. And there's one final feature in this that I want to demonstrate. Let's see, extension, just open. Oh. The Find a Journal feature, sorry, it didn't show up the first time. This is a new feature in EndNote 25. It operates similar to Jane, which I pointed out earlier, which is like a journal author name estimator. You can copy a title, an abstract, like a working one or whatever, and find journals it determines that would be relevant to you. I tried this yesterday with my poster I made for a conference in SEC. This is the OSU Health Digital Scholar Institutional Repository, where you put all your publications in. I'm going to use my poster from last year, copy the title, and copy my abstract. And then click Find a Journal. And it will pull up some journals. And this is powered by Web of Science, which is a very reputable and great database. And it'll give you some suggestions on where you could publish, where you could potentially publish this kind of journal idea, or article idea rather. Which seems okay. I mean, American Journal of Public Health would actually be kind of an appropriate journal for a paper about hospital history. But I think this would be best to use in conjunction with another software like Jane, just to get the best results, or ask a librarian to help you find one as well, where you can help you do that. But those are all the main features of EndNote 25.